Hi guys. A lot of you's been asking where I've been, what's been going on, and what's happening. So I'm going to give you all a complete update, the best I can right now. As far as the hecklers and the posts you've been seeing lately and all of that, not sure right now. I'm working on an office right now. As soon as that office is done and I'm able to go into that office, I want to release all the information to you guys and you'll know everything. So I'm going to leave that right there. Let them have their fun now because I'm going to show you all later. The second part, a lot of you don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and announce now. I have started writing my book. Y'all have asked me to write the book. I'm not a book writer by any means. This would be the first book I've ever wrote, but I have started writing the book, and I've got 5 complete pages done, and I keep going back fixing things. But the book is going, uh, so I'm working on it. So that's been taking up a lot of time. I'm looking at a case right now that is a very well known case, and I'm not sure if there's anything there or not right now, so I haven't put anything out. I'm pretty picky about that, but I have found a few things that's caused me to kind of look deeper into it, and I have another person that helps me out taking a look into it, and then Kaylee also is going to be taking a look into it. And I just think there's more there than what was ever said. Um, the live on the 29th coming up, me and Kaylee are so excited to do the live. It's going to be our Halloween special. Y'all are going to be there. I have posted on our Facebook page a video that I want y'all to watch if you get time. It's about the CIA, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I will try to post it in the community center on YouTube. That if you don't have Facebook, that way you'll also be able to get the link to it. Pretty interesting. And you all have told me you like my personal stories. So since it's getting close to Halloween, I'm going to share some with you, and I think that y'all will enjoy them. It happened to me, so I can tell you it happened. Uh, I was working security at a mall, and I was a supervisor. I was a lieutenant, and part of our function was the supervisors would stay at the mall, and I'm not going to give the time because they may still do this, but till late night. And what would happen during that amount of time is you would have the movies would be opened after the mall would close, so that end of the mall would remain open on what they call a first shutdown. The hallway that led up into the mall commons, into the food court, the east wing, center court area, it would all be turned off down to security lighting only, with motion detectors turned on inside the wall that we would turn with a key. We would sit in the office, which was protected by those motion detectors so nobody could sneak up on us, because at that time there could be one officer on duty. Uh, in Oklahoma, I don't know about other states, you're required to be a security officer in Oklahoma. You are required to be a CLEAT certified officer. It is the same license in which certifies our law enforcement here in Oklahoma. So they have schooling and have to complete the same pretty much things that the police department goes through. It's a little different, but it is a CLEAT certification, Council of Law Enforcement Education and Training. Anyways, I was in there one night, and I don't know, I kind of maybe thought I heard something, and it sounded like a door had shut. Now, when you walked out of our office, you looked straight ahead, which was a wall, and there was a door, which was the janitor's. To your left was J.C. Penney's, which was a long glass door, so it was locked up. And the mall commons are the only things that are opened. All the businesses are shut with their gates down. So really, all you're doing is walking in the mall commons to the movies. Well, on the east end of the mall, from center court looking east, it was dark. That was shut down at night. And anyways, we would walk it. I'm not going to give when we would walk it. They may still be on the same routine just for officer safety, but we would walk it. And as we would walk it, we would check things out, listen for noises, look for intruders. They had a episode where a guy had snuck in and stayed all night and almost killed an officer with a fire extinguisher. So it was important that you knew if anybody was in. Real important to have your motion detectors on because they would warn you. They called them the dead man alarm. If you did not key them at a certain amount of time, they would alert the police department, which meant that you were unable to do it, which wasn't good. But anyways, I kept hearing things, and I kept taking a look around. I would hear like a laugh and a giggle, and I would go back to the office, and I would hear like a little kid, and it would sound like the mall was still open. And I was like, that is crazy. You know, you keep hearing these things and hearing these things, and it was really weird. And you're in there by yourself in this huge building, and you hear these pops and moans and doors shutting all night, and you're locked in this building. Huge building. Well, I was walking one night past a toy store, and I heard one of the little baby dolls in there start giggling, and I thought, it's just a toy store, so you walk on by, and you're doing your thing. And I got down there, and I hear this little girl giggling again. Well, as I'm walking down what they call the main corridor, which is the bathrooms and stuff, I walked past the bathrooms, and I thought I heard a man laugh. And I could not find a man anywhere. I went in the bathrooms and looked and everywhere. And I went back to the office, and you're in there alone. So you're kind of, wondering what is going on? What am I hearing things? So, anyways, I finished out the night, and I went home. And it was the next night. Another officer was going to be staying, and me and the commanding officer that was on duty that night, we were headed home to get ready for the weekend. It was a Thursday night, and Friday nights were always busy, so we were getting ready to go down and do what we do. Well, the door just opened, guys, as we were talking. That's really weird. But we were down there, and we were getting ready to leave, and he was in the military. Great officer, had good background and everything. So, we were leaving, and me and the other officer, we went down the road a little way, stopped at a convenience store we always stopped at, get us a drink or whatever. And while we're there, the radio goes off, and they're calling for assistance at the mall. And that's where our officer's at. So we start heading to the mall as fast as we can, and we get there, and he's gone. And we're looking everywhere for him, and we can't find him. And we go to the office, and we start reviewing footage of the video cameras inside of the mall. On the video camera, we have him walk out of the office. And when he walks out of the office, he turns and he looks into JCPenney's, where I told you the glass doors are at. And he looks at the glass doors, and he stands there, and he kind of like backs up and throws his hands out. And he's looking, and he turns and he runs. Well, when he runs, he goes off camera. So to the center court where the fountain's at, we see him bolt through there. We see him bolt down the east wing. He is flying down the public hallway where the bathrooms are at. I mean, he is running as hard as he can. Goes through the emergency doors, busts them open. We watch him run across the parking lot to the motel. We thought, what in the hell is wrong with him? So we secured the building, and of course got on the phone and started calling him, and we told him we were both there and everything. Well, he said he quit and was like, what's going on? Come back and talk to us. So we talk in the parking lot, and he's like, when I walked out of that office, I saw a little girl standing there looking at me. And he said she smiled and waved at me inside JCPenney's, walked up and went through the wall inside of there. So we're like, okay, don't quit. We couldn't keep him. So we ended up staying there that night, me and the other officer. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then one night he got the idea that he would bring a camera, and we would start taking pictures whenever we would hear things. We was on our way back up walking one night, and he took some pictures, and he caught a little girl in a dress walking in front of our security office. So at that point, we're thinking, okay, Our captain is going to think we're crazy. You know, he's not even going to have this. So the next day we go in and we talk to him. We show him the pictures, and he's like, "Oh no, yeah, I understand exactly what y'all are saying." And we're like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Let me show you a picture. We'd had an accident on the property where a vehicle was involved in a motor accident, and the investigation we'd done with the cameras and stuff for the insurance agencies and stuff like that, they had took the photographs, and you can see a man sitting in the car with a pitchfork. An older man from an older generation, long beard, you know, straw hat, perfect picture of him just sitting in the car with a pitchfork. Well, the next night is, of course, my night to stay by myself. So I'm in there, and the mall, it shuts down. The movies, you know, open. The last movie shows, everybody goes out. You lock it down. There's nobody in there. You set your alarms. I hear the giggle, and I'm there alone. So I start looking, and I'm walking down these old corridors, and you can't see around the corners until you get around the corners. And I'm going through there, and we're looking, and you know, or I'm looking, and I'm not seeing anything. I hear the laughing. I hear a door shut, and I start looking. These doors can't open without setting off alarms, but you're hearing doors shut. I mean, it's no doubt door shut, and the echo and all. And I'm like, wow, you know. So you do your job, and then the next night I was there alone, and it was a thunderstorm that night, and we have skylights in the mall. And whenever it was lightning, you could see the light through the skylights just light up the hallways, and you could see the mannequins and everything in the light, you know, and the thunder, and the building's popping. It sounds like doors shutting. It sounds like people talking. And you know, eventually you try, you know, you start making excuses for what it is. And I look down at the end of the East Hall, and there's a man standing down there. No doubt, a man standing by what they called soft seating, which is couches and stuff that are set out for people to sit and visit. And there's a man standing there, no doubt. I start heading to him. When I get down to him, he's gone. No way he can go out. These doors are locked. The security alarms are set. The motion detectors are set. There's no alarm. I get back to the office and I review footage, and you can see the man standing there on footage. He's like a gray color because it's low lighting down there, but you can see the man. He walks off and walks through the iStore wall. We ended up saving that recording and keeping it and showing it to everybody. But the worst night, that probably bothered me the worst, is I was on my way out and walking down the public hallway. I got just past the bathrooms, and a toilet flushed. So I turn around in this big old building, and you go back, and it's dimly lit, and I turn my light on, and I walk in the women's bathroom. You check it, there's nobody in there. I check the men's bathroom, there's nobody in there. So I go and I set the main alarm. When you set the main alarm, you have 30 seconds to exit the building to shut the main door before the whole building alarms. Well, whenever I set the main alarm and walked past the bathroom, I heard a little girl's voice say, "Bye bye." And I shut the door. And whenever I shut the door, something pushed back on the door like it didn't want me to shut it. And I had to forcefully shut the door. And whenever I did, the door rattled like something was trying to come out, to where I pulled my weapon. And it finally stopped. The next day, I told my captain. He reviewed footage, and you can watch me go out the main door, you know, as you're going past the main doors to the main door. And as I go through, the bathroom doors are open. When maintenance cleans them, they prop them open. The men's shuts. You see like a something go across the screen, like a faint, like smoke, and it goes to where I heard the bye bye from, and you can actually see the door from inside rattle. And that's what happened to me. After that, and having all that on video, our captain reviewed the video, and it was sent down, and they decided to have 2 and 3 officers on duty at a time and patrolling in twos with more heavily armed. And they would still hear things, and things would still happen, but not as bad with 2 officers. So I wanted to share that little Halloween story with you guys. It was scary in there. We've seen a lot. Had photographic and video evidence. It was true. It's locked away at the mall still today. And just something I wanted to share with y'all. We got some good stuff coming up, guys. Look forward to seeing y'all the 29th. And it's going to be a good night. And after the 29th, on Halloween, we are doing a Halloween special video for you guys on the lake, in the dark, with a bonfire, boots on the ground, investigation, Halloween night on I believe it's a crescent, a waxing crescent. Should be a scary night, guys. Wanted to share it with you. Wanted to let y'all know we're back. Wanted to let y'all know that nothing's going to happen. We're here to stay. Uh, they keep trying to hurt us, and we just keep growing. Every time y'all hit the like button when you're on here, every time you all comment when you're on here, we beat them every time because the analytics are out the wazoo. And we just keep climbing and going, climbing and going. And the harder they try, the more we succeed because you all just keep growing the channel. The numbers keep going up. The likes keep going up. People are donating right now. God bless y'all for that. It's amazing the people we have. And the harder they push, the harder you all push back. And we're just blessed by it. It's like they try to do it, and then you all come back even harder because you know what they're doing and the donations. And it's just like, you can't touch us. You can try, but you can't touch us because every time you all try, you're doing nothing but helping us because we have the best group on the internet. God bless you guys. Thanks for being here with us. Hope you enjoyed the story. Look forward to the 29th on the live at 8 o'clock p.m. It'll be Oklahoma time, 8 o'clock p.m., United States. And look forward to seeing y'all. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless.